Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my live. Um, you guys, during my lives, I just like to I usually like to speak about the current events, current events that are on the reserve or in the community. Just anything to keep you guys entertained. That's what I'm more or less working on. Um, Give me 2 seconds here, you guys. Let me grab a drink. And let's put on some music. I wouldn't mind listening to some music. I like listening to music when I vlog. You guys, I usually play an intro song. I usually play an intro song of whatever I feel like is pumping in the charts. I like listening to rap, you guys. I more or less like listening to rap more than anything. I find rock and roll to be a real angry type of music. Although I do like listening to Linkin Park. Linkin Park's good. Yeah, just let me play some music here and I'll get started. I got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna talk about some riff-raff going on the reserve, and I want to speak on some, I want to speak on some personal issues too, you guys. Just because it's 2025, eh? Here, you guys, what's your resolution, or what was your resolution? I'm gonna put, what was your New Year's resolution? And you guys, I hope it's a good one. So, first off, first things first, you guys, 9 o'clock, every 9 o'clock, we're gonna be doing a live, you guys. And whether I go into the hour of 10 o'clock, that's totally up to you guys, because sometimes I can go based off of questions. And this new technique I got going, I want to speak, and the people that just joined my live, you guys can look in the comments and you guys can see exactly what topic I'm speaking about, because usually it's pretty interesting. I heard from a few of the boys that said, "Well, Eric, I got into your live a little bit late, and I wasn't too sure what you were talking about, but it was pretty interesting, you know." So I get a lot of that. So for that reason, you guys check out the chat list and find out what subjects I'm speaking on or what I'm about to speak on. You guys, I got one issue right here. Let me see, because it involves family, guys. Everything always involves family. Usually, if it's a family issue or something, we always like to speak about it, especially if there's some help we can do or some awareness that can help other people. Um, One thing I thought about was the reserve, the mindset of the reserve, you guys. And on in Kainai, you guys, in Kainai, I noticed that we have two kinds of people. The first kind of person you have is somebody that has to hustle, work, and live and go about their days. Um, and I'm not talking about the rich folk that got money already in their bank. I'm talking about the guys that are going out hustling, the guys that are going out and working their 9 to 5. That's what I mean by hustling, guys. Because it doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or if you're a doctor, you're still middle class, and unfortunately, guys, we are the lower class. We are the third. I heard we're third world. I heard somewhere in the NAS studies that we were fourth, like a fourth generation, like we're below the poverty line. And until you get educated, until you go to school, until you get that type of lifestyle, you'll be living a middle class society. Right now, we're in a lower class society, and we can't even get along with each other. We can't even work with one another. I noticed that. And usually it's because of the mindset, you guys. We got a mindset of people that are already doing what they're doing because that's how they grew up and that's the way they are. And some could be going into 60, 70 years old still in that same mindset. You try to come talk to somebody like me or talk to somebody in my camp about your situation, I'm going to wonder why you're talking to anybody in my camp about that situation, because people like that already have the mindset of who they are, there's no sense in talking to them and what decision you can make. Even though they ask you, like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I can't because you don't want it, because I don't see why you can't change something that has to be changed by yourself anyways. That's one thing I don't agree with you guys. So 2025, I think a lot of people need to grow up and realize they're adults. They're adults. You guys are not kids. You guys are not anybody to be speaking to like in a tone that you want to be comfortable. Oh, well, I don't like the way he's yelling at me, so I'm not going to listen to him. I don't like the way you're talking to me because you're judging me. I don't like the way you're talking to me because you're being mean to me. Fuck sakes, you guys. Half of the time, it's not even us being mean. It's just us telling you to pull your fucking head out of your ass. And when you're on the reserve, you guys, I got a lot of people that I know that have their fucking heads stuck far up their fucking ass. They can't even pull it out, even if there's 10 people behind there trying to help them. You guys, I don't agree with that on the reserve because every time we have a problem on the reserve as individuals, that's the way we think. As soon as we talk to one of our family members about help and they don't want to hear it, oh, they hate me. Oh, they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to hear me out. Mm-mm. I'm going to tell you this straight up. It's probably the bullshit that you bring to the table that somebody doesn't like. You guys, I got family. I got family that's addicted, and sometimes they come at me with their problems, and I know it's because of addiction. And then I'm not one to preach on it, you guys, but I will tell them like it is and say, okay, well, maybe it's because you're drinking, maybe it's because you're drug use, and then all of a sudden they don't want to hear it anymore. Well, I don't get that because why the fuck would you go do drugs, go in that situation, and when someone wants to talk to you about it, all of a sudden you don't want to talk about it. So you guys, honestly, I think 2025 is about those people that need to grow up. You need to grow up because you're not a fucking kid. You don't need anyone to help you. Oh, I can't afford this. I want a sandwich. Can you help me out with a sandwich? Yeah, I can help you out with a sandwich, but my best bet is you should go work and start providing for yourself so you don't have to ask. Because when people ask for help, it's like asking for the world. So honestly, I feel like that. If you guys are in a situation that you put yourself in, then you're in a position to get yourself out of it. Because I noticed the ones that ain't getting themselves out of that situation are the ones that still think like kids. And you guys, I'm not saying that it's all the people on the reserve, but I'll tell you guys this, it's a majority of our people. They already have the mindset of, oh, I already have my mind made up. I already know what I'm going to do. I know what's going to happen. And then when it happens, all of a sudden you need this help again. Well, we asked you before that the road you're going down is not too good and it's going to veer off time to time. And all people like myself and other people are asking you is don't veer off. In other words, you guys' new school word is don't crash out. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't crash out. Because that's what happens when you do fuck all and you go into this life thinking like that. Because I know people that got taken away from them and they don't acknowledge it, but they want somebody like myself or somebody in my camp to help them. I don't feel good about helping somebody that has kids that are God knows where, and God knows what's happening to them. My kids were in care. I had to actually get charged for threat and sometimes even an assault, you guys, because anybody that harms my children, I will go hand in hand. So when my kids got brought into care, I had to threaten the workers. I had to threaten the workers like, yo, if anything happens to my kids, if anything happens to my children, I'm gonna fucking do something. And then bam, I get charged for threatening them. But at least I knew that they took a side note and they wrote, okay, well, Eric tripped out on us and said nothing better happened to his kids. So you guys better make sure of that. So that's what I did for my kids and while I fought for them. Mind you guys, I got into an addiction when my kids got taken away, so it was really difficult for me to try and get them back. But I knew 100% from the bottom of my heart that I wanted them back. Now, anybody that has kids in care that are watching this video, or you happen to hear about it and you don't do nothing about it, then shame on you. Shame on you for not helping your own damn kids. Shame on you for not helping your own damn situation. Because how do you expect us to help you when you're grown ass? You know, some of these guys are like fucking almost 30 and still, oh geez, I'm in a pickle. Well, get yourself out of the pickle. You put yourself there. And then if you want to get technical and you want to get personal, well, you got kids in care. Why don't you go take care of them? Why don't you work on getting them out? This is what I did, you guys. This is what I did. I helped with the help of my old lady. And there's no workers, guys. This was just me and my wife. We put our fucking heads together, thought of a plan, because I had a lot of money when I got out of jail. I had like, oh, I must have had about 10 grand. This is a little bit over 10 grand. So you guys, when I got out of jail, I thought about doing the re-up thing. You know, I was gonna go see MJ in Calgary. I was gonna go score 1,000 pills, come back, and I thought because the pills kind of disappeared when I disappeared, if I brought them back, they would have been back to stay for sure. But it was the price of them. That's how they disappeared because people didn't like paying the $40 for them. And when I was getting them from Calgary, I was getting them for $5 or $10. And then the people would come get them and sell them for 20, 30, $40. So when I went to jail, so I guess that was kind of a good thing because I brought the I brought the market into shambles. And yeah, you could say that a drug 10 times more powerful came out. Yeah, it did. And I'm glad that I'm not a part of it or I wasn't a part of it. So when I got out of jail, I had to put my head together with my wife and say, what do I want to do here? What direction do I want to go? Do I want to re-up, get some money, and then start hustling again? And then this was my plan. I was gonna start. I was gonna go to Calgary. I was gonna get some stuff. I was gonna come back, make a whole shitload of money, which I wouldn't have because I probably would have got addicted to them again. I would have got addicted to them, and that would have been the end of it. So I ended up coming, or when I got out of jail, or just before I got out of jail, I got a lawyer reference from Judge Redmond. You guys, that's one good judge. I'm gonna tell you that Judge Redmond's one good fucking guy. He's the chief justice of Alberta right now, and he's the head honcho. So he referenced me a lawyer out of Calgary, and when I phoned the lawyer out of Calgary, the case would have been the breakdown of everything before trial was $50,000, you guys. I had to pay a $50,000 down payment. I I don't know if I just sound convincing enough, but I told a lawyer, fuck, I forgot his name. Give me a second here. I can't think of his name right now. Michael. I'll get his name to you guys. Anyways, I'm gonna put his name in here because he's a good lawyer. I want you guys to use him if you guys are in jam. Anyways, he phoned me just before I got out and he said, Eric, you gotta make a decision here if you want me to make a move on your kids. I told him, well, how much is this gonna cost? And he said, well, if we bring in specialists, if we bring in all these people and we get you guys, uh, well, we needed a doctor, we needed a doctor. And to hire a doctor for trial, you guys, it's not just $10,000. No, that's why he needed a $50,000 down payment. He wanted a $50,000 down payment, and then he said he'll take my case. And so I agreed with him because 50,000 is not a lot of money in the drug world. So I thought to myself, well, let's go and do this. Let's go. Well, I'll sign this because it was a waiver he sent into the jail. I was in where's that jail? FCSS or FSCC, Fort Saskatchewan Correctional Center. That's where I was. I was in Fort Saskatchewan when he sent me this letter. And this letter said that all the monies that I did have in my account, if I'm willing to switch them over, so the lawyer can come pick it up. So I thought to myself, why not? Fuck it. So I phoned my lawyer. I told him, all right, you can take my money. Wasn't much to me because 10,000, you guys, like I said, that was just a day's work when you're dealing on that level or that capacity. So I always tell today, I think it was my mom, Linda. It's my mom, Linda. She passed away in 2014. I think that was her on my shoulder that said, this sign there, this sign. So I signed. The lawyer agreed to take my money, $10,000, just shy of $10,000, and he took my case for $10,000, you guys. And this is a case that could have went into the tens of thousands of dollars because the 50,000 required or the 50,000 down payment, I didn't even have it. I already had plans of how I was going to get it and how I was going to make it. But when you're dealing drugs, you guys, especially on that capacity, things don't really go good. Things don't go your way because it's drug dealing, it's drug money. So it is true what they say. If you do things with clean money, they last longer, I guess. I'll vouch for that. I don't want you guys to go out and do something crazy like that I did. So the moral of my story, guys, is I I was near release and I talked with my wife and we agreed to get my kids back. We're gonna fight. This lawyer said for me to give him all my money and he'll take it. So it was a blessing because $10,000, guys, that's not even enough to cover a drug case. Explains why I did 3 years with a paid lawyer. Anyways, you guys, that's when we chose to get our kids back. And we got them back. We fought, you guys. Every tooth and nail, you guys, we fought. We fought hard for them. And now I see people in that same situation that the only difference is they ain't doing nothing. They don't even care. Yet they want my help or somebody in my camp to help them. You guys get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, no, I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to say grow the fuck up. Grow up, you're an adult. If you don't work and you have no income, that means you're gonna starve and you're gonna have nowhere to go. That really pissed me off too, you guys. Just quickly, I know a lot of my stories have context, but I always have the moral of it. So I'm gonna tell you guys. Remember when that COVID money came out? everybody was taking it. I guess, well, no, we were not supposed to get it, but for some reason, us lower class people were had easier access to it. We just had to phone a number in, put in a few information, and bam, we get a $500 or $2,000 check. COVID bucks. I know there's a lot of people that said, ah, no, no. You know, it was free money for somebody that didn't have money. I don't know if you guys want to agree with me on that. You don't have to, but I agree with it because there's a lot of people that didn't have any money that were collecting this COVID money. So when the COVID money came out, we had a lot of people collecting it. Like myself, I collected it. Fuck yeah, I got 4 kids, you guys. Well, soon to be 8, but taking care of 4 kids is pretty goddamn expensive. I had people that had no kids or even no family to worry about that weren't collecting it. But they were coming over to my camp and trying to borrow money because they didn't want to swallow their pride and collect it. And right now, I don't get DST, guys, because it's going back to the COVID money. And I ain't mad at it. You know, I ain't mad at Trudeau for giving us all that money. We call those Trudeau bucks. You guys remember when we got that 400 from Ralph Klein? We called it Klein bucks or Ralph dollars. That's the way I look at it, you guys. Trudeau money, he gave it to us. He said use it, so we used it. My point on my story is a lot of people didn't use it. You know, a lot of people didn't want to claim it. And then those were the same fucking people that were talking and saying, can I borrow? Can I, I don't want to collect it because and then they start talking to me like I'm a piece of shit for collecting it. And then you try to justify to me that you're not a piece of shit that you didn't collect it. And for that reason, I'm supposed to like give you a handshake. Why should I give you a handshake when I know I needed the money, so I collected it because the money was there, and then you didn't collect it, and then you had hardships, and then those are the people I'm talking about right now. Because right now in 2025, they're still fucking having those problems because of that same mentality. That that I thought about last night, you guys. I wanted to do a video last night. I never do videos at nighttime because I just feel like as the day drains of your energy, so I don't really have the energy to do videos at nighttime. But I wanted to do a video last night, and I would really want to speak on this last night because it's the same fucking people that I know that didn't want to collect the money back then, had that same mindset and are going through other problems right now. Not with money, guys. No, it could be with life, and that's what I'm talking about. These people are still going through what they're going through, and they're still stressing myself out and my camp out. And the reason why I say that stressing out is because uh, we're expecting baby number 8, and she's gonna be here real soon. And how do you and anybody else that's in a pickle, and then you know how emotions are when your lady's pregnant. You guys know how emotions are. They affect you 10 times. So if you're in a sad situation, let me do an example, you guys, real quick. Okay, if your lady was pregnant and she had emotions wrong, they're going to be about 10 or 100 times because of the pregnancy. So if you feel happy, you're going to be extra happy. If you're mad, you're going to be extra mad. If you're going to be sad, you'll be extra sad, and that causes stress. Stress causes all these fucking chemical imbalances. All these chemical imbalances can cause a lot of dangerous stuff for the baby. So I say, shut the fuck up and deal with your own problems. Because these problems we went through back, and I went as far as COVID, you guys, 2 years ago. If your problems were the same back then, and your problems are the same today, then don't expect anyone to help you. Like straight up. I had enough of that. I told my wife we're going into 2025 hard headed. We're going in solid. Why? Because we deserve it. And if your weak ass chose to stay weak, then stay where you're at. Stay in your lane. Don't jump out of your lane. Don't for a second think you can come into my lane. Because the mentality you had around COVID and the way you handled it, and then right now, the situations that you're in and the way you're handling it, it's clear and it's obvious that no one can help you. I am a recovering addict off of fentanyl, and I got myself help. I got myself through it. Why can't you do the same? Even when help is in front of you, you still push it away. But you still come back to my camp because you feel a little comfortable at my camp. I'm here to tell you today, if you watch this video and you know you're a part of my camp and you're going through some bullshit, you better just handle that yourself because I don't have the energy to deal with people like you. There's so much going on on the reserve and in our lives personally for us to deal with the way you want to handle it. Now, the way you want to handle it is your business. You don't want to do nothing about anybody, then don't do anything for anybody. Just don't expect anybody to do anything for you because that's where that comes in. And sometimes, I have my brother and my sisters are the same, you guys. I have a lot of issues with my brother that he likes to bottle. It's gonna kill him. And when that day happens, I'm gonna be really sad. I'm gonna be really sad because I told him not to. I told him don't drink. It's gonna kill you. I tell my niece all the time, don't do that shit. What if there's a bad batch going around right now? You guys are saying that, oh, Lethbridge released or Alberta Health released some statistics yesterday and said that the death rate went down by 67% in Lethbridge. That's still fucked up because that's still just Lethbridge. That's just our area. So let me tell you guys this, it's this small of an area. If we have a bad drug, we have a bad batch going around, that bad batch is going to kill about 4 or 5 people from the reserve. So you guys, in reality, these statistics that the news released to us, they're not fully accurate, you guys. And it's not hard, you guys. Just go to Stats Canada. If you need me to leave the link in the bottom, I will. But go to Stats Canada and find out for yourself how much this drug is harming our people, or just addiction in general. My brother, he don't touch drugs, but he likes the bottle, and it's killing him. I want him to stop. He doesn't want to stop. He has no kids, you guys. That's the thing. That's the thing. My brother has no kids, so he does his own thing. Life's a fucking life's good for him because he doesn't have to worry about anything. But he doesn't realize that people out there love him. Like me, this is my little brother. I love him. I don't want nothing to happen to him. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to. So you guys, when you're seeking help, God even put this in the Bible, you guys, help those who only help themselves. So you guys, if the Creator put that in the book, in the good book, live by it. Because there's going to be somebody like myself one day that says, hey, no, you can't. Back up off us. Back up off us because you don't want to help yourself. You don't want to help your own camp. Because some of these people, you guys, the reason why I say my camp is because my family and my kids. Other people, they have family and kids too. And then you don't want to go get it, then stay where you're at, stay in your lane. Don't be bringing it on to people like my family, our lane. Also, what did I want to speak about, you guys? Oh yeah, I got a question. I got a question for you guys. Well, let's wrap this one up. We'll wrap this one up and then we'll go on to the second question. Okay, let me quickly write what I was talking about. Addiction and health. Okay, we covered that one. Addiction and health. Family matters. Covered that one. Okay, guys, I got a fucked up question for you guys. Okay, here you go. When life is bad, when things ain't going too good, what do you do? Or let's just use an example of, say you're married and you have kids. You and the honey ain't going, you and the honey ain't doing too well. You guys ain't seeing eye to eye. But your dumbass has brought in about 4 or 5 kids. And then you're in a situation like that. What do you do? Another example. Let's say your hubby's cheating. Or let's say your honey's cheating. And then your poor kids that you got, tell me, what do you do? What would you do in that situation? I was in that situation before, you guys. You guys hear me talk about my 3 older kids. Straight up, because this is I'll give you guys an example because I'm talking about it. So I'll give you guys an example. My ex felt like I needed to let her go out on Fridays to have a drink with her girls. Sometimes I would say yes, sometimes I would say no. One time I seen this truck drop her off on the road and then it drove away. And that road for where my ex is, that's like a 20-minute road. You're gonna take 20 minutes to walk to that road. So the truck drops her off at the end of the road and I watch her walk back for a half hour. I watch her walk back. She gets back, she's wasted. I asked her, who dropped you off at the gate? Oh, it was Nicole. They dropped me off they didn't want to drive all the way here. They were fighting. She used to be with Cam that time. Very funny story about Cam. I want to tell you guys that sometime. But anyways, yeah, she says, she tells me, oh yeah, Cam and Nicole dropped me off at the corner. I said, well, how come they didn't drive you here? Why'd you have to walk for a whole half hour? I know what the fuck she was doing, and I knew who dropped her off at that corner. I only know the color of the truck of the guy you don't like. So she would do funny shit like that. And for that reason, you guys, it happened a lot because we were staying at her parents' house. We're staying at her parents' house, so that meant that I had to go by her rules, which is the reason why sometimes I said yes. Sometimes she'd even lie and say, "Oh well, we're gonna go have some girls' night out. We're gonna have some wings and Coca-Cola." What I didn't know is they meant it was cocaine. So you guys, she would leave and then she'd go get drunk, do something stupid like that, come in with a bleeding nose or something fucking dumb that I would have to wonder. And for the most, you guys, I didn't say nothing because it wasn't my property, it wasn't my territory that we were on. So for that reason, I really didn't say much to her. But as she's seen it, like back to my story of when the guy dropped her off at the gate, she thought because I didn't get mad and I didn't allow it, she's already planning for next week. So you guys, do you know what I did? Can you take a wild guess of what I did? I packed my bags, put all my stuff in there. I kissed my kids and I told my kids that I love them forever. I told my kids, I'm going to love you forever. Don't think daddy forget about you. I kissed my kids. I still remember this day, you guys. I gave my kids a real big kiss and I told them, I'll see you guys when I see you. And if you guys get older, I want you guys to come live with me. They all agreed. They're all heartbroken, you guys. I'll never forget that. My kids cried when I left. I left and they cried. And my daughter, Itesh, she did not want me to go. And I won't go too much into it, but that's what she told me. She said, Dad, I don't want you to go. And I had to tell her, my girl, I gotta go. Because this is something that you don't understand. And when you get older, I hope you understand. My girl's 18 now, you guys. She's 18. She's her own boss now. And my girl told me she loved. That was the last thing I heard, and then I left. You guys know why I left? I left because my ex thought she could do what she wants at her house because she had protection. Her dad, everybody knows her dad and her brother. Everybody knows them. I got respect for her dad, but her brother's just a piece of shit pussy. Just a pussy ass. Anyways, I left and I said, I'm out of here. And this happened in an argument too, you guys. It was an argument, and it was more or less, you better stay here. You have to stay here. And then I'm like, no, why? So you could continue to do this? And then charge me? That's the bad thing you guys do on the reserve, you guys. Get a lot of that, you guys. On the reserve, a lot of husbands are innocent of their crimes when it comes to assault. I didn't assault anyone, but all of a sudden I'm getting charged for assault and the cops are coming to get me. I can't just walk out clean. I didn't give a shit, you guys. I knew I was gonna get released. So I waited for the cops. The cops came, they arrested me, they charged me. She said I beat her up, whatever. I knew it was a lie. It didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me because I knew it was a lie. So you guys, in a situation like that, I have to ask, what would you do if your spouse cheated on you? If your spouse not like you guys, every relationship is not perfect. But what I'm talking about is when you keep cheating consistently, it's obvious that you're not happy with the person. So why would you keep cheating? Why would you want this guy around? Especially somebody like me. Oh, I know why. Because he's a hustler. At the last time I was just selling weed back then, you guys. I was the king of green back then. A lot of people were coming at me and coming to my camp because of that reason. I just left because I knew right off the hop, I'm not in this for love. I'm in this because I'm getting used for money and fucking bitch thinks she can go off and do whatever she wants whenever she wants. Which people are allowed to do that, you guys. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to go and cheat if you want. You want to go fuck around, then go fuck around. You're allowed to do that. Who's on this earth to tell you not to do that? But if you stick around and watch it, then you're the sucker. Okay, this is what I ask. I have to ask this question, you guys. I have to ask, what would you do in that situation? Because I know people that just decide to have more kids and think that it's all gravy. Oh wow, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, fuck, because I'm not gonna mention names, you guys, but I was in that same predicament. And when you're fighting with your spouse, don't get pregnant again. What would possess you to get pregnant? If you're fighting and your marriage is about to blow up and burst in shambles, you walk away with your dignity, with whatever pride you got left inside running in these strong ass fucking veins us Ganak were born with. You take that little bit of strength and you walk. You walk. Because you know why? I was blessed with an awesome wife. I was blessed with 4 babies. I wasn't gonna stick around in the first marriage and go fucking have more babies and possibility that are not mine. It'll be a black baby with dreads. You want to stick around and wait for that? I got a brother who did that. I'm not gonna mention his name, but just quickly, context. I'm gonna put that on there. Anyways, you guys, I know I have a lot of context, but my brother, I want to say his name, but I don't want to, hey, because he's like, what if I have a baby and it's black? And then his baby came out and it was black. Yeah. It's not funny, you guys. It's not funny. It was just like we knew his woman was messing around with the upstairs neighbor, eh? And I think he's like an immigrant or something, okay? And then he ended up, well, I don't know. Till today, he tells me that he just went there to be present because his other kids were there. Maybe they didn't have a babysitter. And well, what I think was he had that 1% that he thought that the baby was gonna be his, eh? And it came out as a black baby. So that's what you guys are gonna get if you want to stick in that marriage. If you guys want to stay in that marriage, you guys want to stay in the marriage, and you guys want to keep fucking around on each other, then that's what's gonna happen. I'm here to tell you that I went through that, and I'm here to tell you it's okay to leave. I'm here to tell you it's okay to divorce them. Don't lose your kids in the process. Just because he's being a piece of shit, don't treat your kids the same. Because the chances are, if you're in that kind of pickle and that's the decision you made, you chose just to get pregnant instead, then where does that leave your other kids? That is not a situation I condone for anyone because I've been in this situation. So take it from me, guys. Anybody that's been in that same situation, like I said just a second ago, and I'm going to say it again, it's okay to leave. It's okay to divorce the motherfucker. You can leave that asshole or you can leave that bitch. One or the other. We're allowed to do that. Don't ever put your happiness, don't ever put your satisfaction to the side and think that what we did, we're going to keep. We're going to keep it going. It's going to get better. We're having a baby. No, you're having the baby, not him. You're having the baby. You're having a baby, and he's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Now you're gonna be extra mad and probably take it out on the kids now. So 2025, you guys, grow the fuck up. If you're an adult and you're in this kind of situation, grow up. You're an adult. We can't care about your situation if you don't. I know there's people out there that don't care about their situation because they know their family cares about it. So then they go to their family and then they start causing a headache, causing a problem. Wow. My head spins when I hear this shit. And you guys, this is true talk. Whoever's watching my videos, this is true talk. You guys, this is from a reserve, a typical reserve in Canada. I'm one person telling you guys this. This happens all over the place. This even happened to me. I told you guys the story just a second ago. Stay home and let your woman go out on the weekend to go have girl time while you guys got a family you're working on. No, no. Either you leave or she leaves. That's the only way it's gonna work, you guys. Especially if you guys got this far into it. Don't think that's a band-aid, you guys. I said this in one of my statuses too on Facebook, you guys. Babies are not band-aids. They puke, they poop, and they pee, and you gotta clean it up, and you have to have help cleaning it up. Because it takes two to tango, you guys. It takes two to tango. Me, I do most of the diaper changing. I am a dad. I love being a dad. I love being a good husband. I like I like easing the weight off the shoulders of my lady. If I can help her in any way, I will do it. If you're in a relationship that is not the same, you guys, then get out of there. So, you guys, I hope you enjoyed my live today. I really enjoyed sticking it out for a whole hour with you guys. I enjoyed it. I loved it. All these subjects, I could keep going on and on and on and on. But I'm going to let you go because it's a good morning this morning. Look at the sun. It's shining. It was shining on my face a minute ago. It's kind of burning me. So it's going to be a good day, guys. It's not going to be cold. In other words, it's not that fucking cold outside. So you guys get up and get out there. And if you guys like my live today, I'm going to be doing one again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And I'll be doing my lives, you guys. I'm going to be doing, just quickly, I will be saying this little prayer right here. I'm not going to be starting the project just yet, but I want to do this prayer right here. I don't know anybody that's going through addictions. You guys heard me mention it just a second ago. My brother and a few of my family members that are fighting addiction and all that stuff, and also myself being that still fighting the war. You guys, the battle. I I wanted to say this. This this came with the third and the seventh step prayer, you guys. Starting tomorrow, not today, you guys. Starting tomorrow, I'll be doing an intro on my videos with this prayer. So you guys, the reason why I want to say this prayer is because it helped me get to where I'm at. And when I was in the joint, you guys, this is the prayer that came to the table, and I recognized it when I saw it when my wife got this book. And when I read it, it just brought back everything to when I thought and when I was in the joint, when I made the decision that I was going to come out and be sober. I was going to come out and I wasn't going to deal drugs. I wasn't going to deal fentanyl. I wasn't going to deal cocaine. I wasn't going to deal carfentanil. I wasn't going to deal heroin. I wasn't going to do any of that. So when I made that decision, you guys, this was familiar. So starting tomorrow, I'll be saying this prayer at the start of every one of my videos. And if you guys enjoyed this one, like, subscribe, comment, and follow. You guys, I got a cash giveaway coming up here real soon. And I want you guys to be a part of it because in January, everybody needs help. Money-wise, financially, you guys, emotionally, physically too, you guys. It's a big month in January. So you guys, till then, I'm out skis. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, subscribe for the contest. Peace out.